Number 33. Fear no man on this earth. Be the mighty lion amongst wild beasts.
Pressure doesn't announce itself. It creeps in quietly, and by the time you notice it, it's already sitting on your shoulders. That's exactly where Iga Świątek found herself as the second set unfolded. The scoreboard told one story, but her body language told another. Shorter glances to the box. Deeper breaths between points. The kind of signs only appear when control starts slipping. And Eala could feel it. Every time she walked to the baseline, she carried herself like someone who knew the moment mattered. But here's the twist, she wasn't rushing to finish it. Why would a challenger slow the tempo when momentum is on her side? Because she understood something crucial. This match wasn't about speed. It was about nerve. The rallies grew heavier, each shot loaded with meaning. One misstep could swing everything. And then came the game that changed the entire atmosphere. A deuce game that felt endless. Advantage one way, then the other. Crowd roaring, then holding its breath. Eala saved breakpoints with fearless second serves. Who does that against Iga Świątek? Who risks everything when the safer option exists? Someone who believes the safer option is losing slowly. And that belief rattled Poland more than any winner. Because now the question wasn't whether Eala belonged on the court, but whether Iga could mentally reset before it was too late. Świątek responded the only way champions know how, with resistance. She dug deeper, extended rallies, forced errors. For a brief moment, it looked like the script was returning to normal. The world number one asserting order. The underdog fading. But something strange happened. Eala didn't fade. She absorbed it. She defended like someone who had trained for this exact storm. Every retrieval felt intentional. Every counterpunch landed just deep enough. Was she playing with house money, or was she playing for something bigger than a win? As the set edged closer to its climax, tension turned physical. You could see it in the way Świątek bounced the ball before serving. Slower. More deliberate. Almost as if she was trying to convince herself everything was still under control. But control is fragile. One loose game, one mistimed swing, and suddenly the balance tips. And that's exactly what happened. A double fault. A rare shank. A forehand that sailed long. The door cracked open. And Eala didn't hesitate. She stepped through it. Breaking serve again, she forced the impossible conversation. What if the revenge match actually favored her? The crowd noise split in two. Support mixed with disbelief. Hope mixed with fear. Poland wasn't just watching their champion fight an opponent. They were watching her fight expectation itself. And expectations are ruthless. The deciding moments felt surreal. Each point dragged like a heartbeat. Eala's composure became the headline. No fist pumps. No wild reactions. Just focus. Meanwhile, Świątek's urgency grew. She started going bigger, riskier. Champions do that when time runs short. But risk cuts both ways. When the final games arrived, the tension reached breaking point. Could Eala really close this? Could she carry the weight of the moment without blinking? Or would experience finally draw the line? The last rally summed it all up. Long, brutal, relentless. Both players pushed to their limits. And when it ended, the reaction said everything. Shock. Silence. Then eruption. Whether the result went her way or not, Eala had already delivered the message. This wasn't a fluke. This wasn't luck. This was evolution. Poland felt it. The tennis world felt it. Because revenge matches are supposed to settle scores, not rewrite hierarchies. And yet, in Dubai, something shifted. The question now wasn't about one match. It was about what comes next. How many more times would Iga Świątek have to look across the net and see doubt staring back at her? How many more players would believe that the impossible is closer than it seems? And most importantly, did Eala just announce herself as a future force no one can ignore? One thing was certain, the shock didn't end with the final point. It lingered. And for Poland, that might be the most unsettling part of all. What happened after the final point might have been even more unsettling than the match itself. The handshake was brief, respectful, but loaded. Cameras caught it instantly. Świątek nodded, Eala met her eyes, and for a split second the hierarchy everyone assumed simply wasn't there. That single moment traveled faster than the scoreline. Polish media didn't wait. Headlines exploded. Analysts rewound points frame by frame. Fans asked the same question over and over. When did Eala stop being a future prospect and start becoming a present danger? Because this wasn't about one upset or one tight match. This was about pattern. Dubai again. Pressure again. And again, Iga Świątek had been pushed into territory she rarely visits. Vulnerability. The locker room atmosphere told its own story. Świątek stayed longer than usual. No immediate interviews. No quick smiles. When she finally spoke, her words were careful, measured, but noticeably guarded. She praised Eala's fight. She spoke about details and learning moments. But between the lines, something else slipped through. Respect mixed with concern. Because respect for an opponent is easy. Concern is not. Meanwhile, Eala's side of the story unfolded differently. She didn't celebrate like someone who shocked the world. She spoke like someone who expected this. Calm answers. Focus on growth. Emphasis on belief. And that raised the most dangerous possibility of all. What if this wasn't her ceiling? What if this was just the beginning? Tennis insiders started connecting dots. Training changes. Tactical maturity. Mental resilience far beyond her years. They noticed how she targeted Świątek's patterns, how she absorbed topspin instead of fighting it, how she waited for short balls instead of forcing winners. These aren't instincts. These are lessons learned. So the obvious question followed, where did she learn them, and how many other top players fit the same blueprint? Poland's reaction shifted from shock to unease. Support remained, of course. Świątek was still their champion. But champions are supposed to dominate narratives, not share them. And suddenly, the narrative had expanded. Social media debates raged late into the night. Was this just a bad matchup? Was Dubai cursed? Or had the tour quietly caught up? The scariest part wasn't the scoreline. It was the comfort Eala showed inside chaos. Because pressure exposes pretenders. It sharpens contenders. And she looked sharpened. As days passed, the ripple effect grew. Other players were asked about Eala in press conferences. Coaches mentioned her name unprompted. That's how you know something has shifted. When the tour starts preparing for you before you arrive. For Świątek, the challenge became internal. How do you respond when your dominance is questioned not by one rival, but by belief spreading across the field? Because belief is contagious. One player proves it's possible, and suddenly everyone wants the same blueprint. And that's what made this revenge match so significant. It didn't close a chapter. It opened several. Future draws suddenly looked different. Hypothetical matchups sparked excitement instead of assumptions. And Eala's name started appearing in conversations it had no business being in, title threats, dark horses, breakthrough stars. Yet the most intriguing question remained unanswered. How would these two collide again? Because tennis rarely lets unfinished business stay unfinished. Another hard court. Another big stage. Another moment where expectation meets resistance. Would Świątek adjust? Would Eala evolve even further? Or would the gap widen in ways nobody expects? What's undeniable is this. Poland didn't just witness a match. They witnessed a warning. That even the most dominant forces can be tested when preparation meets fearlessness. And for Eala, Dubai wasn't just revenge. It was a statement written without words. The kind that lingers long after the lights fade. The kind that makes champions look over their shoulder. And the kind that tells the tennis world one simple truth. This story is far from over.